In this video, we are going to take a look at two of our top infant car seats, the NUNA PIPA RX and the Clek Liing. If you are expecting, if this is going to be your first, if you're just ready to upgrade to some new baby gear, the PIPA RX and Clek Liing are two really elite and super safe choices. We're going to compare how they measure up and take a look at a few key features. Now, if you have a question, feel free to leave us a comment below, or you can email us your questions to questions@mbeans.com. For more tailored one-on-one help, you can also set up a virtual consultation, and one of our gear gurus, one of our real experts, will be here to partner with you to really narrow down this wide world of baby gear to a few great picks that work for your needs. Let's check out the comparison. Hey guys, it's Mia. We're checking out the NUNA PIPA RX and the Clek Liing. If you are infant car seat shopping, if you are expecting your first child and you are down the rabbit's hole, that is searching for your perfect fit baby gear, I am very confident that you have found either of these options as far as sort of like top choices and top picks for safe infant car seats. So today we're going to go over the two, see how they compare. We're going to hit on a few key features that sort of put both of these products really top in their class when it comes to safety, when it comes to overall use, ease of use, and all the things that we find that you're looking for in a great infant car seat. It's also worth noting both of these options represent infant car seats that have great adaptability. Now, we're not going to go through this today, but if you are really looking for freedom of choice and finding a great stroller that fits your needs, and you'd also like freedom of choice in finding a great and safe infant car seat, keep these two in the conversation because, again, they've got great flexibility when it comes to the assortment of things that we carry here at Magic Beans. So I'm going to take these down for just a moment. Okay, so let's look at the seats themselves. Now, one of the most frequented questions that we get asked here at Magic Beans when it comes to infant car seats is the overall weight. So here with the NUNA PIPA RX, we're looking at about an 8-pound infant car seat. Most of the time, the current range for infant car seats weight-wise is going to be somewhere between 8 and 10 pounds. NUNA does make light models. We'll cover that down the line for you guys, but the PIPA RX, we're looking at an 8-pound bucket, and here on the Liing, we're looking at a 9-pound bucket. So I know it's difficult for this to translate through video, but really we're talking about very similar hand feels when it comes to this product. Now, there's a number of key features between the Liing and the PIPA RX. The first thing that we'd want to hit on, and I'm just going to move this back just a bit, both bases are going to afford our families with a few key similar installation features. The RX, new from NUNA, has 4 different pitch positions when it comes to the angle of the base. We're going to have a very similar feature on the Liing when we're talking about, multiple pitch positions. So let me put the bucket in for us here. Now, why are multiple pitch positions important? They're an example of sort of the sophistication of the car seat overall experience for families. Children are born with very little muscular development at their core. And so perhaps you've held a baby and someone has said to you, make sure you hold the baby's neck. They don't really have a great ability to move their head if they're in an uncomfortable position. With the RX, let me get around this other side, probably a little bit easier for me, but with the RX and with the Liing, which we'll look at in a moment, we're going to have the ability to adjust the angle of the base to an appropriate position for the child's developmental stage in life. So when we are talking about those super early stages, we can angle the base in a method that's appropriate for their physical development to prevent pinching of or restrictions in the or of the airways. Now on the Liing, we're going to have that adjustment on the inside bottom of the base. So we're going to do that internally. The Liing is going to have better range. You've got 7 positions available with a Liing base versus the 4 with the PIPA RX base. And then we have a level, we have a little indicator or bubble indicator to help us know if the child is appropriately placed, which we totally appreciate there. So again, not quite as flexible going through that range as we can do with regards to the PIPA RX when the bucket is on. Little bit of a first world problem to me, guys, because I think if you wanted to time me here, it's going to take me just a moment if I'm doing this in real time with a baby to make that base adjustment, and I'm not going to feel any worse for wear, any level of inconvenience to have to take that bucket off. So I appreciate that as far as we look at the overall sophistication of the concept of an infant car seat. For a very long time, infant car seats have been buckets and base. Those sort of pitch positions help us see how that concept can sophisticate. Both the PIPA RX and the Liing are going to use rigid latches as one of their options for installation. So we're gonna see these very hard latches that are gonna come out and really stably install the base to the vehicle. They're a bit longer on the Liing and they're a bit less mobile on the Liing. So we see here I've got a mechanism here that allows me to pull that in and out, and I am able to do that on either side. Those will of course line up with the lower anchors in my vehicle for installation. The Liing base is also going to feature a load leg, and we're gonna look at this with the RX in a moment. Now, I believe load legs must be accounted for on infant car seats. Didn't that sound very safe when we just heard that click in? So load legs, let's talk about that in a little bit of greater detail. And I'm going to turn the vehicle seat here so we can see. Okay. Load legs, if you are looking for added layers of safety, and we know that our parents have to navigate a number of different sort of key features when it comes to infant car seats. Well, this load leg, which we have here on the Liing and we're going to have on an RX, if we're in an accident and we take that initial motion, when that reverberation happens, that load leg can absorb almost 90% of that reciprocated motion. That minimizes head and neck trauma, the major cause of serious injury in children in accidents, by up to 40 or 50%. So for me, this is a key feature when shopping for an infant car seat. We really appreciate that both NUNA and Clek consider that to be a very important and vital piece to the design of their seats. Now, both seats that we are going to take a look at today, of course, when you purchase, they are going to include the base, but both seats that we're looking at today will also offer our families a baseless installation. And so, baseless installation, why might I need that? Even if you have a primary vehicle, if you have travel plans in that first year, if you like to take an Uber, if you're going into a busier, say, urban environment, if you were going into the city, if you're tuning in and you're here in Greater Boston and you live in the suburbs and you're going into the city for something, you don't want to take your car, having a baseless installation for your bucket seat is a key feature because you won't have to bring the heavy cumbersome base with you wherever you go. Now, we're talking rigid latches, we're looking at the RX base. If you don't know if your vehicle has rigid latches, if it's newer than 2003, they have been a standard fixture in vehicles federally required. I've got my rigid latches here. We once again hear a beautiful click to know we're installed. And of course, we are able to pull that load leg right down to the floor. That is gonna lock in place for us. And then our bucket's gonna go right on top. You'll hear those sort of categories when you're shopping for your infant car seat. You're gonna hear a lot about load legs. You're gonna hear a lot about rigid latches. We appreciate that both of these seats accommodate that. The PIPA family of infant car seats, they are all chemical flame retardant free. Clek has certain swatches with chemical flame retardant free textiles if you shop their Mammoth Wool. Both seats have really great sun shields when we're talking about UV protection. NUNA is best known for their Dream Drape. Here on the Ling, the sun shield is just on the more generous end of things. Both seats, we're gonna get 4 to 35 pounds as far as our range for weight. Both seats can accommodate a child up to 32 inches. We get asked a lot, does a child last longer in one versus the other? Bearing in mind here that most of the time children are ready to graduate from their infant car seat because of a mental development milestone as opposed to a physical milestone. Now, if you have any questions about these two great car seats, you can leave us a comment below. You can also email us your questions to questions@mbeans.com. And if you're looking for more tailored advice, if you're really looking to partner with one of our gear gurus to help you navigate your options, you can head over to mbeans.com and schedule a virtual consultation with a member of our team. We are here to really help you find what perfectly fits your needs.